Hi everyone, my name's Chris Williams and welcome back to my listening project. This is part 2 of our topic, emergency status. And the last time we were together, we did a 2-minute breathing drill, sort of modeled after the football players when they have the 2-minute drill. And this 2-minute drill that we experienced through our breath was an exercise that we could practice, or a tool that we could use in everyday life when things got really difficult, when we felt overwhelmed, if we felt we were being emotionally attacked, or we felt rather fearful in a particular circumstance. So I wish you were sitting right with me in person, because I would be asking you, how did that go this week? How was that experience for you? What are you learning? What's working for you? What isn't? And that's something that I'm hoping to really, I've made it a personal mission. I know listening is a journey of mine, and I'm hoping to learn more about from all of you what you're experiencing. So make sure on that YouTube you make those comments and let me know. Now today, what we're going to do in this part 2 of emergency status is bring out one more tool. And this tool is what works really well when we combine it with the breath. And this tool we call imagination or envisioning. And when we're able to use imagination and envisioning, it helps us make the best of a difficult situation. And it also helps us stay very true to ourselves amidst the barking dogs. And it makes it so that we're marching to our own inner drum beat rather than other people. So let's see how this works, and let me give you an example. Let's say that it is somebody's birthday or it's over the holidays, and you're either going to the relative's home or the relatives are coming to your home. And there are, let's say there is a particular person that when they are in your presence, it's very difficult for you. Perhaps they're unkind, perhaps they're sarcastic, perhaps they just get under your skin. And what happens when you're in their presence, and particularly as you have a lot of people to talk to or a lot of things to do, we get a raw edge about us. And sometimes then what we start doing is mirroring what that other person is experiencing through their anger or unkindness, or we totally withdraw. And in either case, we're not being our true selves, and we're becoming what they see in us, not the real us. So here's the tool, and it's so easy to use. If you know you're going to be in a circumstance like this, what you can do is just take a minute or two of quiet time before you go under in that particular environment. And think about, how do I choose to conduct myself in this situation? What is the real, authentic, sacred part of me telling me in terms of how I should behave in those circumstances, so that those barking dogs don't overwhelm me and I can stay true to myself? So you might say, for example, well, I want to conduct myself in a way where I focus on my other guests, and I love having them over, and it's such a wonderful time, and I want to have it so that all feel that they are welcomed in our home, and all feel that that I am gracious to everyone, and I can see that joy and that laughter. Now, you could even write this down, and I have to tell you, in some particularly difficult work situations, I have done exactly that, where I write out in a sentence or two, this is how I'm choosing to conduct myself regardless of other people's behavior. Now, when you're in that situation, it already helps, because now you've got a protocol, so to speak, that you can follow. You've got a vision, and you've imagined what this could be like. Now, when you combine that imagination and envisioning with the breath, and you use those tools where when it gets tight and things start cooking up a bit, you're actually just watching your breath. Now, if you're standing, you're not going to stand with your hand on your belly, but let's say you're standing, you can be standing there and you can have a perfectly straight face, and you can be focusing on your breath. You can be moving from side to side if you want, whatever works for you. It's just such a wonderful tool, and you feel so good about yourself when you're able to do this and to hold your own space. And it is really a powerhouse for helping us in our day-to-day life. Now, the other thing that I want to say is, once again, as always, this is something that you need to adapt to fit you. You know, I've heard people say that in times like this, they go to their happy place, and the happy place might be sitting on the beach. Okay, if that works, that's great. Sometimes for me, when I'm in a difficult situation, I put myself like I'm in the eye of a storm where all around me could be chaos, but in my space, it's perfectly still and quiet. And there's so much going on physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually when we combine this breath with the envisioning. But we don't have to know all the technical aspects. The important thing is to try this out for yourself and see how this works for you. As always, I thank you for being with me, and may the listener in each of us grow and flourish.